This is my phone, and phones are sometimes used to make headphones go. But usually efficient headphones, light headphones, cheap headphones. Having a little deja vu? Good. Well, unlike the FIO E11 that I reviewed, that was just a straight amp, Centrance and their HiFi-M8, get it? Get it? It's like a license plate joke. Yeah, their HiFi-M8. This one in particular is designed for a phone input or a tablet input. It'll work on Android and Apple devices. And it's got a lithium battery in it, which means it's portable. It's a portable amp and DAC. So you can't just output from a headphone jack into this. You have to output either from your phone or laptop or desktop computer into this via USB. Now, the thing that sets this apart from, well, just about everything is this is $700. $700. So it's officially costs more than my phone does. And again, it comes with the cock ring rubber bands. Now, let me tell you who buys this. Someone who goes to HeadFi a lot. If you haven't been to HeadFi, there's a lot of crazy people there. Crazy people. So when Centrance, their name is actually, there is a name. When Centrance showed up, and they manufacture for high-end equipment manufacturers, they sell things to like Onkyo and Denon and B&W. They sell electronics to them. So when they showed up and asked the people, what do you want? The people made a giant list of what they'd love in their ultimate audio device, and they just took it all and put it in here, and then charged $700 for it. So you better need this. You better need things this does, or you're wasting your time. So what is it? It's a portable DAC amp, internal battery. I'm trying to think of one that is that and cheaper. I guess like the FIO E17 is the equivalent of this, but not $700. And it's quite big. I mean, it's not... Oh, look, it attaches seamlessly to the back of your phone and you don't even notice it. No. It's a brick. It's a brick. It doesn't weigh... No, it weighs as much as a brick. It's pretty big. So what's the point of this? Well, people want options. And if you need all the options in the world, this is your baby. You plug it in via this small and convenient power brick. It's a Centrance. It's 19 volts, 49 watts. Oh God, it's everywhere. Nice and conveniently store that in your laptop bag. It has, this is the back, USB-B, USB-A power input, 4 LEDs, 3 showing charge level, 1 showing that it's getting power from the wall. It's got this switch that chooses which one of these USBs is activated. This if you're using on a PC, which by the way requires like a 100 meg custom driver for this to work with ASIO, and then it's got really weird problems after that. And then this one if you want to work it off of a you know, an iPad or an iPod or an Android device, you switch it to that side. Now these 4 switches are output impedance, the little ohm logo there. So depending on how hard your headphones are to drive, what their default is, you could pick from low, medium, and high. You've got a 3-way gain switch, so it's low gain, medium gain, high gain. And then you have 2 3-way tone controls, so bass, off, slight boost, more boost, and treble, off, slight boost, more boost. Let's turn it around. Now, the Mate, the HiFi-M8, comes in 8 variations. 8. On one of them, well, the main choice you have to make is either you want this to be USB and optical, or you want it to be USB and phone tablet, which is what this is with that extra USB. So that's the choice in the back. On the front, however, the choices are like, alright, we've got an XLR4 balanced in output, which is what this is, or an RSA, or a CMB, or a Pro, which does dual... I'll link the page. The page is going to be in the description. And you're just going to go over and go, okay, yeah, that's great. But the person who got this is the person who sent me the Alpha Primes. And he's got the XLR connector. So this goes BAMP. like that. Now, he doesn't use this for portable. He told me he doesn't use it for portable. He didn't even know how long the battery lasted. So, I guess if you ignore that, I mean, I'm sure that cost a pretty penny to install the battery in here and have it be a portable unit. But he's not using it for portability, so he's using it just as a headphone amp on his computer. So once you've picked which configuration you want, and this is probably the most common, it has, let me see, I have all the wires here. You go do a 3.5 for headphones. You can do a 1/4 inch for headphones. Or again, you can do a 4-pin XLR. And the weird thing is, it'll power all three of these at the same time, because this can put out 0.7 of a watt, which is a lot. A lot of watt. Oh, it's great. No. Volume control is here. It's this little tiny knob. And if I had one build issue with it, it would be that this volume pot is a little bit too small. But again, remember, this is for attaching to your phone. Conveniently, like that. Look how nice and convenient that is. Yeah, you're officially certifiable once you've once you've attached a Centrance HiFi-M8 to your phone. You need to seek medical attention, but it is doable. And I guess if you wanted to take $1,000 headphones out and run them on a 4-pin XLR output, that's the only way you're doing. This is the only way you're doing it. This is it. You're paying the big bucks for that craziness. And I like to think of myself as a bit crazy, but this is beyond me. Now, let's talk about how it works as a headphone amp and stop making fun of it for being a portable thing that's the size of a brick. I think it is actually, yep, it's bigger than the brick that is known as a brick. Stay. Well, I will say it does have more options than just about every headphone amp I've reviewed and seen and used. These 4 switches are great. I wish I could find like a $200 desktop amp that had 3 very subtle, I'll say this, very subtle tone controls. They're not like the Fios. Even the Fios, the new Fios, when you flip that bass boost on, you've got bass. This is like feathers brushing against all the frequencies, just gently painting it slightly different. So I put them up and I was like, I think I could tell they're on. I think I could tell. You could tell they're on. It's just like, it's like a 5% boost instead of a 20% boost. So you're paying for that accuracy, and there's 2 levels of it. The 3-way gain is nice also. However, I don't think they delineate enough, because on low, that's for low impedance stuff. I didn't have anything going on low, so I ran either medium or high, and I ended up sticking with high, because on medium, I was able to pretty much max this out with both the HiFi 500s, which are hiding under the table there, so I could use their wire, and the Alpha Dogs. So I ended up just going to full-blown gain and running them at like 1, 2 o'clock. I like that a little extra that I can use it for. Now, like I said, I did run. I have a picture. I ran both the Alpha Primes and the HE500s out of this unit at the same time while watching Mad Max Fury Road on the projector, because it was in the morning and the businesses are open and I can't have the surround sound going. So yeah, it's got the power, man. It is the He-Man of amps. Now, how does the DAC stand up? Because here's the question. It works great. It works great. It's got great features. It's small. It's got a battery. If you need all that, fine. How does it sound compared to everything else I've got? Because that's all that matters here. Because I guarantee you, 99% of the people watching this, you guys right there, look down, look around, this is you, are not going to need this. You're not going to need it. Maybe even 99.5% are not going to need a $700 portable amp that can power 0.7 watts per channel and has all these tone controls and can either, you're not going to need it. So what is the equivalent of this with less features? Well, frankly, my EO9K, my baby here, for a desktop amp, straight up desktop amp, I mean, that works fine as long as you only need a 1/4 inch. I couldn't really judge a difference in the amplification. Yes, this pushes harder, but I never pushed that to the limits anyway. I mean, I was running the Alpha Primes on that, and I was running the 500Es on that, so that's fine. So that's $110. So now let's talk about the DAC in this. And it's hard to judge the DAC in this because the only way to listen to the DAC half of this is through the amplification half in this. It's the same reason it's hard to judge like an E10. Well, actually, no, I'm wrong. An E10K, you could just output from the back and amplify it somewhere else. This you can't. This is amplified only here. So you have to judge it as a whole. As an all-in-one unit, it's probably the best I've heard. The Audio Engine D1 is very good, but it's USB powered. It definitely can't push Alpha Primes. I mean, I could give it a shot, but I wouldn't trust that. So as an all, if you're just one of those people that's like, I gotta have an all-in-one, it's gotta be one box to rule them all, then this is it, and you're gonna pay $700 for it. But if you're willing to piecemeal things, I'm going to bet that the DAC in this is at least only on par and not superior to an ODAC. There's my ODAC, by the way. It just sits here on a 6-inch cord and feeds my Tascam because speakers. So that's well, that one with the RCAs is like $160. So $160 DAC, and I'm calling that DAC the best DAC that anyone needs to have. The numbers support it. Is that DAC better than this DAC? No, but I guarantee you this DAC is as good as that DAC, and it's in here somewhere. So you got $160 DAC, and you've got better than $110 amp. So in all reality, this is probably worth somewhere in the $400 to $500 range. But then you got to add on the tax that it's made in America by Americans for freedom. And I'm not kidding. Freedom is one of the words right there. Freedom, fidelity, and flexibility. America. I mean, you need to need this. You need to need this. You can't just want it. I refuse to believe that people are... I don't want to believe that people just have so much spending cash that it's like, yeah, I'll try that, and if I don't like it, I'll put it in the drawer and buy something else. This should be the end result of a year of saving to buy this, and you better have a goddamn need for it. Because it's great. It does a great job. I don't think you're doing this, though. I don't think that's happening. So, odds are, if you're a business type tycoon who travels the country looking for, like, I don't know, looking to rip off people from high-risk mortgages, and you've got a briefcase, and you got a laptop in your briefcase, and you want to take your $1,000 headphones around so you can look like a smarmy cunt in the office, this is yours. This is for you, buddy. Right there. Because you're not going to be able to push $1,000 headphones on the go without something severe. And if you just don't... I actually haven't used it to the point of killing the battery either. It's supposed to get like 5 hours, which... if you're pushing heavy headphones, that's pretty good. Even though the thing is, you know, you could probably fit 3 batteries in it. Yeah. I mean, I'm just... I respect it. I respect how many features it has. I love that it was community designed. You better need it. You better not just want it. You better need this. And when I do the reviews of the Alpha Primes and probably the 500s, I will be using this until it has to go away.